Welcome to episode 127 of How About Them Huskies. As always, I'm your host, Connor, joined by Matt and Andrew, and a very special guest. He is in the ESPN Top 25 for the class of 2025, recently a state champion at the Bullis School in Maryland, and a McDonald's All-American, Eric Reibe. Eric, how you doing this evening?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How are you?
We're great. Appreciate the time. Obviously,
Of
very
course.
busy schedule. As I mentioned, a lot going on for you. Just finished that state championship. What's going on for you now? I know your high school season's over. I'm sure the
hmm
basketball doesn't stop.
No, I really didn't. I mean, a day or two after, I just had to get back in the lab. I really had to work on my body. I did a lot of weight room stuff, and I just got to prepare for all of the events coming in April. For example, the McDonald's or the Hoop Summit. I just got to keep going and keep getting better so I can be in best shape for those events.
Yeah, it's always a good thing when you have more things to prepare for.
Oh
But
yeah,
speaking of
100%.
preparing, speaking of preparing, the UConn Huskies are preparing for their NCAA tournament run. They are
Yeah.
the eight seed. Eric, what's your thoughts about that whole bracket and draw? I know you brought that up to us right when we started.
I mean, obviously, it's a challenge, against number one seed Florida, but I feel like if we play as a team and just Coach Hurley, get everyone fired up, and we're all just fired up, and we bring it in as a fan base, then I feel like we got great chances to make a good run.
Awesome. And I know you've been to what, maybe four or five games this year. I know you were at a few at
Yeah.
home, the one
hmm
down in Georgetown. What is it when you are behind the bench there watching Hurley coach? What is there like something that you see out of him that really makes you think you made the correct choice?
I mean, I just see the intensity that he has, and also the assistant coaches. I feel like it's all like a big family. Everybody's looking out for each other. Everybody has each other's back, and I feel like that's like environment that I see myself in and that I want to be a part of.
In this season. Obviously, we're getting into the March, April months here. It's
Yeah.
coming to an end within the next 90 days or so. You eventually got to start looking towards next season, and a lot of us think that you're going to be a really big piece on that team next year.
hmm
So we would like to know a little bit about your play style. If you were an analyst kind of breaking down your game, how would you kind of describe it? What are a few words you would use to kind of, describe yourself?
I mean, I would say that I'm pretty versatile. I can really stretch the floor. I can shoot the three from pretty long range. I can put the ball on the floor. Like, let's say I get a defensive board, I can bring it up myself and set up the offense. I can find, like on top of the key, I can find the cutters. I can throw lobs from the back doors. I can just like on the offense, I can do almost just everything. Like I do a bunch of things offensively and then defensively. I got a big wingspan, so I feel like I can be a defensive presence too.
And you say you do all these things greatly. Let everybody know how tall you are, with this wide range of skills.
Oh, I'm a 7 feet, so yeah.
That's really amazing. And kind of going off that, what would you say would be your biggest strength, and what is one thing that going into next season that you're working on a little bit more?
I feel like my biggest strength is my shot. People sometimes underestimate like how high my arms are when I shoot. So I can just shoot over a lot of people who are in like very close up to me. And then I think I gotta work on my defense more, getting blocks that's outside of my area, getting more defensive rebounds. I feel like that's a big part of the game that I gotta improve on.
And now getting into your recruitment, your top 11 school list when that came out, it was quite the list. It included UConn,
Yeah.
UNC, Kentucky, Kansas, Indiana, I believe, and even Creighton. We want to know, what did Dan Hurley and his staff do specifically that made your choice of joining the UConn Huskies so easy?
Yeah. First of all, it was the Husky culture and just yeah, how it felt when I went on the visit. And that was just different from all the other visits that I had. Just how intense the practices were, how much effort they put into the visit, and then also they were consistent through all of the calls that we had. Throughout every time we talked to them, it was always the same thing that they were talking about. It always stayed the same. In some colleges, it kind of changed over time, but with UConn, it always stayed the same, which made my family and me very comfortable with them.
It also helps when they're the back-to-back reigning national
Yep.
champions. That's probably a pretty
Yeah, of
pretty good
course.
pitch. But you're not the only top recruit coming in this class. There's Darius
hmm
Adams as well, Braylon Mullins, also Jacob Furphy. But
Yeah.
what is it like being able to play with all of those talented freshmen? I know two of them, like yourself, will be playing in that McDonald's All-American game in April.
Yeah. I mean, It feels great. I mean, I'm gonna be joining into a great team with a great couple of new guys. So I'm really excited. I just know that they're the same kind of people like me, like getting to work every single day from early in the morning till late at night. So I feel like I got great people coming with me there,
And I
and
assume
that we're
you
gonna
keep
have
in
great
touch. Oh,
relationships.
sorry. I
Yeah, go
assume you
ahead.
keep in touch with them
Yeah, for
often.
sure. Yeah.
How often do you guys talk with them? Are you guys excited for the next year to come up?
I mean, yeah, we're all pretty excited. We text here and then, and I'll be leading up to McDonald's, and then after that, we're gonna text. We're gonna text even more, I think. Yeah, we all just finished high school, so we've been kind of busy.
Now, you will be joining a program that is not only great now, but has been great in the past. So we've asked this question a couple of times, but with you at the five, if you could choose any four UConn players, past or present, to join you in that starting lineup, who would they be?
That's a hard one.
It is. We've stumped a lot of people with that. We had Jay Billis on our show, and he even had a hard time choosing that
Yeah.
starting five.
Hmm. I gotta make it like a 1 second.
Take as long as you need. This is not an easy question.
Nah, it's not.
It's easy to overlook people too.
There've been a lot of, really, really good players. I mean, I say that definitely I gotta put Rudy Gay in there. Definitely gotta put Rudy Gay in there. I feel like just because of his impact, I gotta put Klingon at I mean, if I'm a four, I would put Klingon at the five.
Yeah, you can
I
definitely
would
do
put
that. Yeah.
yeah, I would put Rudy Gay at the three, and then um I might gotta put Steph Cass at the two, and then for the one.
There's a
Uh,
lot of options for this one.
I know. I think it might be Ray Allen or Kemba Walker, probably.
I really
Either one
like
of those.
I
Either
really
one of
like
those.
that because
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a lot of, older players on in the past, and I feel like you hear a lot
Hmm.
of the same things, but I mean, this is a new generation, and we have so many fantastic players that have come in and out, and hopefully, you'll be on these lists soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are my five probably.
with all those guards, you can probably pick blindly out of a hat, and there's a pretty good chance that
Yes,
you'll have a good backcourt. But
100%.
moving on to some fan submitted questions from the Instagram. We have four of them here. The first one, this is from Owen Vaughn, I believe how you pronounce that last name. What are you looking forward to the most about being a Husky? Pretty simple question, but there's probably a lot in it.
I mean, for sure, getting to work every day. I love the intensity from coach, and I just like being around guys who feel the same way and who have the same drive like me. So I'm just really excited to get to work every day and just get better every day.
And this next
All right,
one we have
oh,
from
here
Big
we go.
K. It's what stands out to you about how Dan Hurley uses his centers in the offense?
I mean, I mean, he how he used Klingon, for example, is I think in the draft combine, comparing Zach Edey and Klingon, Zach Edey was a little bit faster than Klingon, but on the court, Klingon looked way more faster and agile than Zach Edey. So Coach Hurley, puts their centers like he moves them a lot, hedging on screen, quickly running back, sprinting, setting up the offense. So I feel like he really does a great job of using centers to their full ability, letting them run on the court and have more freedom than other programs.
Up next here, we got a question from Evan, and
Yeah.
you're obviously German born. He asks,
Hmm.
what is your favorite German meal?
Schnitzel with Spätzle. And Rahmsoße. If you're German, then he knows, I think, what I mean.
Awesome. And then lastly, we have a question here from Jim. Do you know any UConn players from Germany in the past? For example, somebody like Niels Gaffard.
I mean, I don't know him personally, but yeah, I definitely heard of his time at UConn, but I don't know him personally.
Yeah, definitely a lot of German and European flavor in the past at
Hmm.
UConn. We're almost done here. We are going to finish up with some rapid fire questions. I forget which one of us kicking it off. Is that you, Matt, or is that me? I know we have an order here.
You can go for it, and then I'll go.
Awesome. So we have 9 questions, rapid fire, some yes or no, some quick ones. First one, what's your favorite food overall?
Um, Italian food.
If you had an favorite NBA player growing up, who would that be?
Kevin Durant.
All right, what is your all-time favorite movie?
Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
What's one thing you can't live without?
Uh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Uh, can't live without. I mean, obviously, the phone. Obviously, sadly, the phone.
What is your go-to basketball shoe for when you're on the court?
Right now, it's actually this kind of New Balance shoe that I have.
All right, you're on a long road trip, maybe coming to see the Huskies from Maryland. You got to stop at a gas station. What do you get?
Chewing gum.
Do you have a guilty pleasure song that you like to listen to?
Favorite song. Sorry, what does that mean? I'm not familiar with
Guilty
it.
pleasure, like something. You guys can help me out here too. It's something that
A
like
song
you
that
don't
you
want other
might be like,
people.
you don't
Yeah,
want other people
you don't
knowing
want other
that you
people to know I'm vibing to
right,
this song,
but you
but
really
Oh,
like it.
usually it's like a Taylor Swift or like a something along those lines.
um, it's this one German song, but nobody will understand it. But people, when I put it on in like a gym, for example, they're all like, "What?" It's probably this one German song.
If you had the choice between hitting an ankle breaker three or just dunking all over somebody, what would you choose?
Dunk on somebody, probably.
And then the final one, other than basketball, what is your favorite sport?
Wait, so to the question before, I'm changing it. Anchor Breaker 3. I'm changing it. Anchor Breaker 3. Sorry,
Yep,
I
that's
gotta
that's
change
what I
that.
thought you would have went with. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
no,
ended
no,
up
no.
changing it.
I thought about it. Anchor Breaker 3. Sorry, what was the last question?
What is your favorite sport other than basketball?
To watch or to like play?
Either or. We can even do to watch and then to play if there's two separate answers.
I mean, to watch, um, tennis. I don't know why, but tennis, and to play, probably ping pong.
You got a favorite tennis player? This isn't one of the questions, just wondering.
Nadal or Roger Federer.
Can't go wrong with either of those. So this is pretty much at the end here. Before we wrap up, what's next for you? Obviously, you have the McDonald's game coming up, but what's next for you, and what are any goals that you're focusing on probably over the next few months before you get to stores?
I mean, so yeah, I'm just focusing on getting over with these events. I got McDonald's and I got the Nike Hoop Summit. I got the Iverson Classic, Capital Classic. So I got some events that I have to go to, but my main focus is to just I mean the UConn strength and conditioning people coaches, they gave me like my work plan that I gotta do. So I'm just getting in the gym every day, getting my conditioning up and my getting my body more built. So